Hey everyone, good morning. James Azar here with the CyberHub podcast for your daily practitioner brief. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you got some rest. I hope you're ready for a very, very busy week, which I anticipate a lot of us are ready for. Before we get too much into today's practitioner brief, you can get our beautifully designed PDF with all the links to all the stories and a lot more reading on our website at cyberhubpodcast.com. Also, make sure you subscribe, give us 5 stars on this podcast on your favorite audio listening platform. That helps us get ranked up. And now, without further ado, let's get right into our practitioner brief for today. We'll start with a story that broke over the weekend around the Darkside, a new targeted ransomware that's really demanding $1 million ransoms. So going away from the 10 to 15 to 25 to 30 Bitcoins and really going up a notch into the millions of dollars. This new ransomware operation began just around 14 days ago on August 10th. The new ransomware operation began by targeted attacks against numerous companies. The threat actors actually did release a press release in which they are saying we're a new product on the market, but that doesn't mean that we have no experience or we came from nowhere. We've made millions of dollars of profit by partnering with other crypto lockers. We created Darkside, that's what it's known, because we didn't find the perfect product for us. Now we have it. Darkside states that they only target companies that can pay the specified ransom, as they do not want to kill your business. Like other human-operated ransomware attacks, the Darkside operators breach a network, spread laterally through the network until they gain access to an admin account and the Windows domain controller. Darkside does state that if the victim does not pay, they will publish all of the data on their website for at least 6 months. The extortion strategy is really designed to get people to pay. An analysis of Darkside also discovered that it has very similar traits as the Revel ransomware. The most obvious similarity is the actual ransom note, which uses almost the same template as shown in a Revel note as well. In another story where financially motivated Iranian hackers adopt the Dharma Ransomware. Recent Dharma attack shows that Iranian hackers have started to engage in financially motivated operations, according to threat hunting group IB. Also referred to as Crisis, the new ransomware family has been offered under a ransom as a service model since 2016, mainly associated with RDP attacks. However, the new malware source code has become available for purchase. In a report, the attackers by Group IB, they're discovered, and that blah, 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 blah. In June of this year, were that the newly discovered Iranian hacker groups and that organization in China, India, Japan, and Russia were targeted. The attackers demand ransom amounts ranging from 1 to 5 Bitcoins. The attackers were observed mixing the ransomware with various publicly available tools and focusing their efforts on companies with internet-facing RDP systems, secured with weak credentials. No exact number of this yet. Here's one thing people need to understand from a geopolitical perspective. We talk a lot about Iranian, Chinese, Russian, and so many other threat actors. Iran, North Korea are in a really bad financial shape. Their cyber campaigns are about to switch to a purely financially motivated. They'll still do their espionage, but they're really going to tick up, and we're really going to see an increase of ransomware over the next 12 to 18 months. I mean, if you think it's bad now, it's really going to get worse. I'm not saying that to be the bearer of bad news. It's just the reality of it, folks. Iran and North Korea don't have any money. They're not getting any money. The global financial crisis because of COVID-19 has really led their economies to absolutely crumble, even worse than they were before. And we're bound to see these units get orders from the government in order to continue to operate from those territories to bring money home and pay for government protection. Otherwise, they may see themselves on the back end of a jail cell. And our final story for the day that will go into depth is the Chromium DNS hijacking detection, accused of being around half of all root queries. Google Chrome's browser and its Chromium-based brethren randomly conjure up 3 domain names between 7 and 15 characters to test, and if the response of 2 domains returns the same IP, The browser believes the network is capturing and redirecting non-existent domain requests. The test is completed on startup as well. Due to the way that DNS servers will pass locally unknown domain queries up to more authoritative name servers, the random domains used by Chrome find their way up to the root DNS servers. And according to VeriSign principal engineer Matthew Thomas, those queries make up half of all queries to the root servers. Thomas added that half of the DNS traffic of the root servers is being used to support a single browser function, with the DNS interception being certainly the exception rather than the norm. Sainz also had something very, very similar to talk about earlier this month. GoDaddy also had some stuff, Google domains as well, and a bunch of others. Cloudflare has an entire report on this. The link is available on our PDF at cyberhubpodcast.com. A few more stories that are available on our PDF today. 74 days from the presidential elections and the security concerns and worries mount up. We're going to be going live on Periscope and YouTube this week, answering just any security question you have. So make sure you follow us, subscribe, go to our social media. We'll be posting the exact time and date we'll be going live. I think it's going to be Wednesday of this week as well. Also, former Uber CSO charged with paying hush money in a 2016 breach cover-up, and FINRA warns of spoofed websites impersonating real estate brokers. That's it for our practitioner brief here today, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you go to cyberhubpodcast.com and get your practitioner brief there. Sign up for our email, get our newsletter. Make sure you subscribe to our CISO Talk podcast. We had a great podcast over the weekend with my friend Mark Willis, the CISO over at Bluescape Software. A great podcast, so make sure you go give it a listen. And if you missed our Tech Corner with Votiro CEO Aviv Groff, you can go back. It's the episode right before this one on your favorite audio listening platform and give it a listen. We talk a lot about ransomware and how these attackers' TTPs have gotten better or gotten worse over time, predominantly better. That's it for our practitioner brief here today, folks. I'll be back with so much more tomorrow. Until then, stay cyber safe.